The 2021 tax year started from the 1st of July and will run through until the 23rd of November 2021. And here are some of the reasons why you should still file your tax return for the 2021 year of assessment. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tumelo. If you are new, you are most welcome, and to all my oldies and goodies, thank you guys for coming back to yet another video. So in today's video, we're going to talk tax returns and why you should still file your tax return even now in 2021. Remember that none of my videos before we start constitute as financial advice. If you need the services of a financial advisor, be sure to get yourself in touch with one. And also, they don't constitute tax advice. It's just basically what I've observed, what I learned, and a whole lot more of what I do. I'm trying to keep this video as short as I possibly can, so I will just get straight into the numbers. So here are the reasons why I think you should still file your tax return in 2021. Firstly, to avoid penalties. So if you have been filing your tax returns over the years, and if you decide to stop, you will incur administrative penalties, and other penalties could be for late submissions. So to avoid any penalties, that's why you should file. The other thing is to unlock a refund. You unlock a refund if you file. If you don't file, you won't get a refund even if it's due to you. So how could you possibly get a refund? You could get a refund because for the past 12 months you paid a whole lot more tax than you should have. The other reason is if you fall below the tax threshold but you still paid tax anyway. But because you're below the threshold, you shouldn't have paid, so you will get that money back. The other reason is if you were working for less than 12 months. Usually if you work for less than 12 months, you might find that you fall below the threshold also, so you will need to get that money back. The other reason is you unlock refunds based on all the other extra things that you had on your tax returns. Like if you had medical aid, you will unlock medical aid credits, which could potentially get you to a point where you get a refund. Other things involve getting, when you have a retirement annuity, you get a deduction because they're trying to encourage you to save for retirement. So all those things also help reduce your tax liability, and that could also have you getting a refund. So that's one of the other reasons why. The other reason you should file is if you are looking into maybe in the future getting a home loan or a mortgage bond or whatever they call them. Some of the requirements or some of the institutions require to have you bring your tax clearance certificate. So what a tax clearance certificate is, it's a certificate which you get from SARS that actually stipulates that you have been compliant, which means that you don't owe the revenue services and you have been filing your tax returns. So if you have not been filing your tax returns, you'll be considered to be non-compliant, and that could mean that you can't access the clearance certificate, and in that way that will, not allow you to get all the other things that you wanted to get. So that's why you should file. One of the last reasons I will talk about is home office expenses. You would want to file because you want to claim those ones. If you were able to get reimbursed from your boss, then that's fine. But if not, SARS gives you a deduction. And what the home office expense deduction is, it just means that you can get a deduction based on the expenses that you incurred to be able to work from home. But the legislation reads there's a criteria that you need to meet before you can actually get a deduction for these expenses. So in the broadest overview of the legislation, it says it's just the room in which you're working, right, for your home office, it needs to be regularly and exclusively used specifically for your trade. So what it means is just you need to have a specific room in your house called a home office that is specifically equipped for your work, and it needs to be used 50% largely for your work. So if it's not equipped and if it's not largely for your work, then you cannot get that deduction. They had two scenarios on a webinar that they had, and we spoke about how this consultant worked from home, But over the weekends and most afternoons, he allowed his children to play in that room. Although it was specifically equipped and regularly used, but because kids still played in that place, SARS was like, no, that person then cannot get that deduction. The other scenario, they spoke of a couple that shared their office. Although it was specifically equipped for both their trades, still because they shared their space, they couldn't get the deduction. So the onus of proof largely relies on the taxpayer to prove that they indeed do deserve to get that deduction. So if you're looking into getting this deduction, then you would need to prove that indeed that office is specifically equipped for your trade and all those things. But this is not the purpose of the video. I'm not really trying to speak largely about home office expenses. It's just I'm saying this is one of the things you would need to consider should you need to file this tax season. But I'm saying file this tax season regardless, because then that just means you're staying up to date with your tax affairs, you're unlocking a refund if it already is due to you, and you're avoiding getting penalties. So that is why you should still file even in 2021. That's literally just all I had for you guys. So thank you so much for sticking around for this video. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video. Remember, live your best lives, and we are still amid a pandemic. Keep safe, stay indoors if you really have to, and if you really have to go out, please make sure to wear your mask. And I will be seeing you guys in the next video.